Proverbs 17:28, NASB. Even a fool, when he keeps silent, is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is considered prudent. This proverb is both simple and surprisingly sharp. It tells us that even someone who lacks wisdom can appear wise simply by choosing not to speak. That's a bit humbling and also incredibly practical. Because the truth is, our words reveal us. When we speak quickly, react emotionally, or talk without thinking, we expose what's inside us, our thoughts, our impulses, and sometimes our lack of understanding. But when we pause, when we hold back, when we choose silence, people often assume we are thoughtful and wise. So on the surface, this verse has a bit of humor. Even a fool can look wise just by keeping quiet. But underneath that, there's a deeper lesson. Self-control in speech is a mark of real wisdom. Words versus silence. Talking is easy, really easy. It's easy to interrupt. It's easy to argue. It's easy to react. It's easy to say something you regret 5 seconds later. Silence, on the other hand, takes effort. It requires patience, awareness, restraint, humility, and that's exactly why it carries weight. When someone doesn't rush to speak, it gives the impression that they are thinking carefully. Even if they're not, it looks like wisdom. But when it is intentional, it actually is wisdom. Why this matters today, if there was ever a time this proverb applied perfectly, it's now. We live in a world full of noise. Social media comments, endless opinions, quick reactions, pressure to respond instantly. Everyone has a voice and most people use it immediately. But Proverbs 17:28 reminds us that not every thought needs to be spoken, posted, or shared. In fact, some of the wisest choices we make today are the things we don't. Think about how this plays out. Online, you see something you disagree with, you start typing a response, then you stop, you don't send it. That's wisdom. In conversation, someone says something frustrating, you feel the urge to react. Instead, you pause. That's wisdom. In conflict, you want to defend yourself immediately, but you choose to wait. In a world that rewards fast responses, choosing silence can feel unnatural, but it's powerful. The heart behind our words. This verse also quietly points us inward. Why do we feel the need to speak so quickly? To prove we're right? To be heard? To defend ourselves? To fill silence because it feels uncomfortable? Silence forces us to examine those motives. It gives us space to think before we react. And sometimes, in that space, we realize something important. We don't actually need to say anything. That's not weakness, that's maturity. Learning to pause. This proverb isn't telling us to never speak. It's teaching us to be intentional. A simple habit can change everything. Pause before you speak. Ask yourself, is this true? Is this helpful? Is this the right moment? If the answer isn't clear, silence is usually the better choice. And here's the encouraging part, you don't have to get this perfect. Even small moments of restraint make a difference. One less impulsive comment, one more moment of listening. That's how wisdom grows. A bit of humor because it fits too well. If this verse were written today, it might say, even a fool who doesn't hit send seems wise. And honestly, that alone would prevent a lot of regret. Final thought. Proverbs 17:28 reminds us that wisdom isn't just about what we say, it's also about what we choose not to say. In a loud, reactive world, silence stands out. It shows control. It shows thoughtfulness. It shows maturity. So the next time you feel the urge to speak quickly, pause for a moment, because sometimes the wisest thing you can say is nothing at all.